toast to their career.
Perfect combination, boy.
Hemp hard. Legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Sean Mack. Damn sports.
Welcome back to Sports Fans Only. I'm your host, KJ, back with another Top 10 series. But before I do that, let me handle this business real quick. Now, if you don't know, myself, Sean Mack, and our brother and co-partner, Jean Vernon, we own a clothing line, more specifically a sporting clothing line. It's a sporting apparel line, and it's called SFO. And if you haven't been there, go check that out at sportsfansonly.store. That is sportsfansonly.store. And everything you see on the screen right now is in the store as we speak. You might want to check out our clearance rack. We have a lot of well-known brands that consist of fall jackets, winter coats. As you see, it's September, so fall's coming in soon. So you might want to go check that out. We got a lot of knockout prices, a lot of low prices that I'm almost guaranteed can't be beat anywhere, and a lot of high quality brands. So yeah, run over there and check that out. We also have our own line, like what I said was SFO and Painting Cat, what you see there as well. So go check that out after you hear the show. And if you see something you like, by all means, go treat yourself to some freshly dipped apparel. Now, all of our apparel is meant to be color schemed around your favorite MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA teams. Sometimes you don't want to look like you're going to a game by wearing all your team's apparel, but you just want to wear the hat. And sometimes the color schemes of the hats don't match your everyday clothes. So we try to color scheme our clothes to your favorite sports team. So if you head on over there, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, go check it out. But anyway, let's get into why we are here. Now look, there's no secret that I'm a Mets fan, and I've been a Mets fan for over 30 years. And I've endured the plentiful amount of horrible, irrelevant baseball seasons as a baseball fan. And with that comes the dysfunction, the hair-pulling, mind-numbing decisions made by the front office, which usually results in the most infant-like logic placed on some of the most important decisions that will shape the future of your franchise. With these unforgivable trades and acquisitions. And after the stunt that Javier Baez pulled with the thumbs down to the crowd during that, I think it was 2-13, that stretch they went through that pretty much knocked them into third place and basically knocked them out of the playoffs. Now, as of right now, they're on a 5-game winning streak. They're winning as of right now in the 7th inning, 9-7. So let's see if they can move that up to 6 games. But yeah, he decided to do that. As soon as he got here, we pretty much went on that streak right after the All-Star break, that horrible streak against LA and the Giants. And so with all that in mind, I decided to say, let's come up with the top 10 worst trades in Mets history in no real order. So fasten up your seatbelts and here we go. Now, as for trades, I want to be fair. Over the last 50 years, like I said, they've missed on a lot. Let's just say what it is. But there's been a couple like Mike Piazza, Keith Hernandez, and there's a few others where they actually got it right. But for the most part, they haven't. So anyway, let's get into it. Like I said, no particular order. Here we go. Hands down, now this is my opinion, the worst trade ever in Mets history is Nolan Ryan. He put up impressive numbers early in his Mets career. He played a part in the Miracle Mets Championship in 1969, if you remember. He was born in Texas. He never really felt settled in New York. So he basically asked for a trade. You know what they always say, some people aren't built to be in New York. Now, he performed while in New York. Some will say he performed better once he left New York. He had kind of control problems when he was initially with the Mets. So he asked for a trade on December 10th, 1971, and he was sent to the California Angels along with Leroy Stanton, Francisco Estrada, and Don Rose for good old Jim Fregosi. Fregosi had been a 6-time All-Star at the time, so the Mets thought they were getting value in return. But unfortunately, like a lot of the trades on this list, the players that come to the Mets end up just being extremely horrible. And the players that leave, if they were doing good with the Mets, they go on to basically have Hall of Fame careers, like Jeff Kent, who's on this list, Daniel Murphy, who's not on this list. Just the seasons after he left the Mets just absolutely went on a tear, MVP like level play. But anyway, like I was saying, Fregosi had been a 6-time All-Star. He was a bust in New York, basically. He batted a measly .232 and hitting just 5 home runs after 2 seasons. They then sent him to Texas. So the one good player they got after 2 years, they got rid of him. So now you don't have Nolan Ryan or you don't have Fregosi. Right fielder Stanton compiled a career batting average of .244. Catcher Estrada appeared in just 1 major league game, going 1 for 2, and Rose pitched in 19 games over 3 seasons and was out of baseball by 1974. Meanwhile, Ryan spent 27 seasons in the majors, putting up incredible numbers. He finished his career with 324 wins, 5,714 strikeouts, and a record 7 no-hitters. He was an 8-time All-Star and was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1999. Now, moving on, we're going to get to Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub and Bill Laxton were traded for Mickey Lolich, which was the main piece in that trade, the reason why they got rid of Rusty Staub, and Billy Baldwin. Rusty Staub's first stint with the Mets, and you also see a pattern where they get rid of a great player, they go have great careers, then they re-sign them at the end of their careers, and then they suck all over again. I'm not gonna say they suck, but they're pretty horrible again. His first stint came with the Mets. Came to an end December 12, 1975, when he was traded to the Detroit Tigers along with pitcher Bill Laxton in return for Mickey Lolich and outfielder Billy Baldwin. Staub was a major part of the 1973 team that defied the odds and won the National League Championship. In the NLCS versus Cincinnati, Staub hit 3 homers, drove in 5 runs, and made a game-saving catch out in the outfield wall in the 11th inning of Game 4. He went on to bat .423 in the series, but they lost to Oakland in 7 games. In 1975, Staub set a new Mets RBI record, driving 105 runs while belting 19 home runs and batting .282. After the trade, Staub continued to produce. In 3 seasons with the Tigers, Staub hit 70 home runs and had 318 RBIs. He was also voted in as starter to the 1976 All-Star team. He went on to play 12 more seasons after he left the Mets. He returned to the Mets for the last 5 of his career, but it was the end of his career, and basically he really didn't do much. So Mickey Lolich, he had been a successful pitcher with the Tigers for 13 seasons, but of course the Mets decided to get him at the end of his career, and he spent 1 season with the Mets, going 8 for 13, 8 wins, 13 losses. Tom Seaver, he probably would have been at the top of my list, but he played 10 years with the Mets, so whereas Nolan Ryan only played a couple of years, they didn't even get to experience the greatness of Nolan Ryan. So that's the only reason I wouldn't have Tom Seaver at number 1. He was New York Mets' first legitimate star. He was named Rookie of the Year in 1967 and won the Cy Young Award on 3 occasions. He also was voted to the All-Star game 12 times over the course of his career. Seaver's clash with Mets chairman of the board, M. Donald Grant, ended with Seaver being traded to the Cincinnati Reds on June 15, 1977, in exchange for Doug Flynn, Pat Zachary, Steve Henderson, and Dan Norman. Despite being a 4-for-1 trade, the Mets ended up on the short side of the deal, of course. Light hitting infielder Flynn hit .237 in his first season with the Mets and made little impact on the team. Starting pitcher Zachary, now he was the main piece of that trade along with the 3 other players. He went, 41 for 46. Not 40. He was 41 and 46 over 6 unimpressive seasons with the Mets. Henderson spent 4 years patrolling left field for the Mets while putting up some respectable statistics, most of all his 55 stolen bases. Norman was a career pitch hitter who played 5 seasons and retired with a .227 career batting average. Seaver went on to win 311 games and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1992. He was actually re-signed by the Mets for 1 year, and then they forgot to I don't know if they forgot to claim him or what, and then another team picked him up. So the Mets are just, Jesus. Anyway, Lenny Dykstra and Roger McDowell was a solid reliever for the Mets and was an important part of the 1986 team with 22 saves and a 3.02 ERA. McDowell was well liked by his teammates and fans and was known as the team's resident prankster. Must have been a funny term for second baseman Juan Samuel, so I said that wrong earlier. So all three players were sent to the Phillies to get Juan Samuel. Samuel was named Rookie of the Year in 1984 and put up decent numbers during his 7 seasons in Philly. Unfortunately for the Mets, which is a reoccurring theme, Samuel played just 86 games for the club, hitting a measly .228. Meanwhile, Dykstra spent 8 productive seasons with the Phillies, batting over .300 3 times. McDowell pitched in the majors for another 8 seasons and finished his career with 159 saves and a 3.03 ERA. This one hurts my heart the most. Jeff Kent and Jose Vizcaíno were traded for Carlos Baerga and Alvaro Espinoza. Jeff Kent put up great numbers, winner of the Silver Slugger Award 4 times, and was named National League MVP in 2000. Isn't that the year the Mets went to the World Series? I'm sure they could have used him instead of, I don't even know who was playing second base at that time. Was it Edgardo Alfonso? Anyway, getting a little sidetracked. Let's see here. He retired with a lifetime batting average of .290, 2,461 hits, 377 home runs, and 1,518 RBIs. Now this one always perplexed me. I don't get it. Bobby Jones, Jason Bay, and Josh Reynolds for Jason Middlebrook and Steve Reed. Now, Jason Bay was traded by the Mets. Now, I was one of those guys who was super excited when they got him. He had an amazing career before he came to the Mets, and for the life of me, I just cannot understand what happened to this dude, because he put up great numbers. I'm about to put them up here on the screen. Now, let's see here. In Pittsburgh, Now, just check this out. 2004 was his rookie year. He had 26 home runs. He batted .282. The next year, 32 home runs. He batted .306. 82 RBIs the first year, 101 the second year. 35 home runs the third year, 109 RBIs the third year, and he batted .286. And then he had 21 home runs, 31 home runs, 22 home runs, 36 home runs. Now, check this out. He gets to the Mets. In his first year, he bats .259 and he hits 6 home runs. Now, you heard all those home runs I just listed off. 26, 32, 35, 21, 31, 22, 36. With the Mets, from 2010 to 2012, he hit 6, 12, and 8. Never had more than 57 RBIs. Absolutely atrocious for somebody who was supposed to spark this offense and do all types of great things. Jason Bay was traded to the Mets along with pitchers Bobby Jones and Josh Reynolds on July 31st, 2002. Let's see here. Bay was voted 2004 Rookie of the Year while hitting .282, smacking 26 home runs, and driving in 82 runs. The next season, like I said, he was even better. He just got better and better and better. And then when he got to the Mets, Carlos Beltran did good. There's a lot of players. Angel Pagan did good for what he was. So I don't want to, paint this picture like nobody does, but good Lord. Now, Scott Kazmir for Joselo Diaz. I'm sorry, Scott Kazmir and Joselo Diaz for Victor Zambrano and Bartolome for Tuan. I don't know. I tried, I don't know. Anyway, Kazmir was considered the top pitching prospect in the entire Mets organization. So what did the Mets do? Just take a wild guess. They sent him to Tampa Bay Devil Rays in mid-season trade on July 30th, 2004. Along with Kazmir, the deal included pitcher Joselo Diaz, and in return, the Mets received pitchers Victor Zambrano and the guy's name I cannot pronounce, so I'm not going to try it again. The outcry from the Mets fan was absolutely immediate. General manager Jim Duquette bore the brunt of that anger, and you heard it that season. Fans did not like it. Zambrano, and to make it even worse, Zambrano was downright awful for the Mets. The misery only ended when Zambrano tore a tendon in his pitching elbow early in 2006 season. Of course, he never pitched another game for the Mets. Fortunato made just 17 pitching appearances in the Mets uniform, and he missed the entire 2005 season with a herniated disc. While Diaz made only 5 major league appearances, Kazmir became a star in Tampa Bay. He was selected for the 2006 and 2008 All-Star Games and led the American League in strikeouts in 2007 with 239. Unfortunately, Kazmir suffered from a string of injuries since 2008 and was released by the Angels in 2009, and that was pretty much the end of his career. And since we're running a little late on time, I'm just going to speed through these last couple of ones because they're not ones that you would really look at as horrible trades. But anyway, Xavier Nady for Oliver Perez and Roberto Hernandez. That was one of them. And let's see, Heath Bell and Royce Ring for John Atkins and Ben Johnson. As we all know, Heath Bell went on to be one of the greatest closers in his era while he was playing. And the last one, which also isn't a sexy one, but I just wanted to get it out there because it was a bad trade, and I remember my father talking about this guy. Amos Otis and Bob Johnson for Joe Foy. If you don't know who Amos Otis is, he was actually a really good player. Otis became an All-Star after he was traded to the Royals. In 17 seasons, he appeared in 5 All-Star games, won 3 Gold Glove awards. He ended his career in 1984 with a .277 batting average, 193 home runs, 1,007 RBIs, and 341 stolen bases, and as you would guess, the guys that he was traded for did absolutely nothing. So that pretty much wraps that up. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you have any comments, please leave them. And once again, this is KJ with the Top 10 series, and this is Sports Fans Only. You guys take care. Peace.